Hello, Dominic from BMT Spain, the website for beginners to advanced players. And this video is about the two-handed backhand, consciously turning the racket against the ball, or you can say consciously playing out of the hands. Now, we will also start with shadow swings like we did in the forehand, and in the forehand we had 4 reference points: the back foot, the mid, the front foot, and in front. But for the two-handed backhand we will only use the mid and the front foot, not the one in front, because we want our contact point as close as possible to our body, or you can say in front of the foot, in front of the hip, in front of the shoulder, what you prefer, but just in front of our body. If you watch the difference between the two-handed backhand and the one-handed backhand, the contact point, you see that the one-handed backhand is way in front, where the two-handed backhand is very close to the body. Now, to start the shadow swings, we will do it only with the left arm. I know it will feel awkward for lots of you, but you will get used to it if you practice a little bit. It's just to feel what the left hand has to do. Now, my left hand, I will also take the racket in the Eastern forehand grip if you would be a left-hander. You can turn the hand a little bit up, you can turn the hand a little bit down. That's your personal preference, but I'm doing it with the Eastern forehand grip. So, let's start with the first ball, the same as in the forehand. We bring the hand behind the ball and we turn. So, try to do it slow so you can actually feel what the left hand is doing. After a few times, you accelerate that racket, and you will see that if you accelerate, that the body will start to follow more. It's the body that follows the hand, it's not the hand that follows the body at BMT. So, once you have done that, you do it fluently, focusing on the point of consciously turning that racket. So we go and we turn, we go and we flex it. So you do that also a few times and consciously turn that left hand against the ball. Once we have done that, we go to the first one, doing the same. So we get the racket, we turn it slow in the beginning, you stop here, you turn the racket, do that a few times, then again you start to accelerate, you find it, you turn it, you find it, you turn it, and you accelerate. So the same, we are going to do it now fluently. So focusing on the moment where we have to make that turn against the ball, that flexion out of the left hand against the ball, and to make it complete, we are also going to make the finish in our stroke. I know it will feel awkward, but don't worry about it, do it a few times. So here, we're going fluently, and we finish. If you make a good flexion, you will feel that that racket automatically goes to your shoulder. So this is what we do the first out of the left hand, because this is the main action, the turning the racket consciously against the ball. We have done that, we go to two hands. I bring my right hand on the racket. I personally have my racket in a hammer grip. You can have it in the continental grip or in the Eastern forehand grip. Again, your personal preference, but my right hand is in hammer and my left hand is in the Eastern forehand grip. This is how I'm to do this demonstration. So again, we will go to the first ball. You stop here, do it slow in the beginning. You stop, you turn, you feel that the main action is coming out of that left hand, consciously turning that racket. And then again, after a few times, you go fluently. You go fluently, focusing on the turn of that racket against the ball. Once we have done that, the same to the first ball, you stop, you turn, try to do it slow so you have a good feeling of what you're doing. And then again, you can start to accelerate and see that the body starts to follow, and again, fluently. Focusing on the turn of the racket against that ball, and also here we are going to do that finish. So, if you flexion well and you let the racket go, it will go automatically over that shoulder. Now, what can help you? Sometimes I ask to my students, turn the left hand in front of the right hand. What do I mean with this? So the ball is coming from there, my right hand is in front, my left hand is now behind my right hand. So if you turn your left hand in front of the right hand, you get a good flexion motion done here. So turn the left hand in front of the right hand. Even if you want a more topspin ball, a higher ball, which the racket head will start lower, and you turn that left hand, now you can see that my left hand is in front, my racket tip is pointing higher. Why? Because I started in this way. If I make that flexion, my racket will go up more. If I start more here and I make that flexion, the racket will stay in the line of the racket. So turning the left hand in front of the right hand could be a useful help for some people. Now that we have demonstrated this, let's go to the mini tennis and repeat the 3 steps with the ball. So we are going to do the mini tennis. Step 1, just the racket in the back and turn the racket against the ball. Let's check it out. Turn the racket consciously against the ball, or you can say turning the left hand in front of the right hand. So just focus on turning the racket against the ball. And now we will do the same, moving, trying to find the distance, but focus on turning the racket against the ball. Focus on turning the racket against the ball out of your hands like this. Now we're going to do the same. Step 2, we are going to finish, starting also here with the racket in the back, but turn and finish. If we have a good flexion here, the racket will go automatically over our shoulders. So let's go. Here, turn and finish. Racket is in the back, turn and finish. Focus on consciously turning the racket against the ball, turn and finish. We do the same now, left and right, finding turn and finish. So we go, turn and finish. Consciously turning the racket against the ball. Consciously turning the racket against the ball. Now, step 3, where's timing and rhythm? The timing is when the ball comes down. As a beginner, intermediate player, you want to learn to hit the ball when it's coming down, and that's also when the hands are coming down. When the ball comes down, the hand comes down. The rhythm, the speed of the ball. If the ball is slow, the hands are slow. If the ball is faster, the hands should be faster. So let's check it out. The hands going down together with the ball. Ball comes down, hands coming down. Ball coming down, hands coming down. Ball's coming down, hands coming down. So the hands are going down and they turn against the ball. We do the same, moving. So ball comes down, hands are going down. Preparation, ball comes down, hands are going down. Ball comes down, hands are coming down. And one more. Ball comes down and hand is coming down. So these are the 3 steps. We go in the back and we do the same in the back of the court. Let's check it out. So now in the back of the court, the 3 steps, just turning the racket, then turn and finish, and then the rhythm going down together with the ball. Let's go. Just turn the racket against the ball. Just turn the racket against the ball. Or you can say turn the left hand in front of the right hand. Can also help. Turn the racket against the ball. Now we will do the same. We will relax a little more, and for that the racket will go easier to our shoulder. Let's do also 4 balls. Turn and finish. And turn and finish. And turn and finish. And turn and finish. Now we will bring in the rhythm, the 3rd step. So my preparation will be more in the back. When the ball comes down, the hands will come down with the speed of the ball. Let's go. So watch how close the ball already is to the body, and the tip of the racket is still pointing backwards. So from here we will start to turn the racket consciously against the ball. Ball comes down. So watch how close that contact will be, and this is where we have that short action by consciously turning the racket against the ball. But we will watch after this a video of one of my students, how he practice and how much power you can get out of the hands. Ball comes down, and the ball comes down. So these were the steps to practice consciously turning the racket against the ball, flexing against the ball, or turning the left hand in front of the right hand. Let's check out the stroke of one of my students, and there are 3 points to watch. Watch how close the ball is to the body. He hadn't made a shoulder turn yet, and the racket is still pointing backwards. So if he wants to play that ball, he has to make a very quick action, which he can only do out of the hands. And here he starts to turn the racket against the ball. This is where he gets his power, by turning the racket against the ball. He's not using actually his body, he's playing out of his hands. Now we practice this without finishing, and now he will start to finish his stroke. So he starts in the same way, but now he's turning the racket against the ball, flexion against the ball, and you can see the same. Watch how close the ball is to his body. So he really has to turn that racket out of his hands to be able to accelerate the racket against that ball in time. And the racket goes to the front and up. And once we have done that, we go to the back of the court, and also here we will see how close that ball is to the body. Watch how close the ball is, and again from here he turns the racket against the ball, and watch how the tip of the racket goes to the front. And this is where in this short action he gets all the power in his stroke. Now he will hit a few more, and let's go in the front view so you have an idea how much power you can get out of turning that racket against the ball. So watch those balls pop. This is really accelerating, turning the racket against the ball to get your power. Bien. Muy bien, Dani. Para, puro mano. 3 más. Eso es. ¡Pam! Perfecto. 1. Dale. Ah. So, thank you for watching, and all I can say is hope to see you in another video.